Failure to follow installation instructions and not using the provided hardware may damage the intake tube, throttle body, and engine. Tools needed to install kit number 57-3016-1 include a flat blade screwdriver, a pair of pliers, a ratchet, a socket extension, a 13mm socket, a utility knife, a 3/8 inch, 7/16 inch, and 10mm wrench, and a 1/8 inch and 4mm Allen wrench. To start, turn the ignition off and disconnect the vehicle's negative battery cable. Disconnect the mass air sensor electrical connection. Disconnect the air temperature sensor electrical connection. Release the over-center clips and remove the airbox top. Loosen and remove the nut that retains the resonator. Loosen the hose clamp on the intake tube just beneath the resonator. Remove the resonator as it will not be reused. Loosen the hose clamp on the intake tube at the throttle body. On models equipped with air injection, detach the air injection hose from the underside of the air intake elbow. Remove the air intake assembly. Release the air inlet duct from the inner fender. Lift firmly upward and remove the airbox base. Note: K&N recommends that customers do not discard factory air intakes. Loosen and remove the airbox mounting bracket. Note: the bracket will not be reused. Remove the mass air sensor from the air intake assembly. Remove the air temperature sensor from the air intake elbow. Assemble the heat shield using the hardware provided. Install the rubber-mounted stud onto the bottom of the heat shield using the hardware provided. Assemble the saddle to the L bracket as shown. Install the saddle bracket assembly to the heat shield using the hardware provided. Note: do not tighten completely at this time. Install the trim seal onto the heat shield. Note: some cutting and trimming will be necessary for best fit. Install the heat shield assembly and secure to the inner fender using the hardware provided. Install the silicone hose, part number 08630, onto the throttle body and secure with a hose clamp provided. Install the mass air sensor into the silicone hose and secure it with the hose clamp provided. Attach the second silicone hose, part number 08630, onto the flange of the mass air sensor and secure with the hose clamp provided. Install the grommet provided into the small hole in the K&N intake tube. Install the air temperature sensor into the grommet. Install the K&N intake tube into the silicone hose and tighten the hose clamp. Apply the gasket provided onto the heat shield to cover the exposed bolts. On models equipped with air injection, cut the air injection hose just past the first bend as shown. On models equipped with air injection, oil the air filter with the oil provided. Insert the air filter through the small hole in the heat shield. Attach the air injection hose to the air filter and secure with the OE hose clamp. Secure the saddle bracket assembly to the intake tube with a hose clamp provided. Tighten the saddle bracket hardware. Install the air filter element and secure with the hose clamp provided. Reconnect the mass air sensor and air temperature sensor electrical connections. Reconnect the vehicle's negative battery cable. Double check to make sure everything is tight and properly positioned before starting the vehicle. The CARB exemption sticker must be visible under the hood so that an emissions inspector can see it when the vehicle is required to be tested for emissions. California requires testing every 2 years. Other states may vary. It will be necessary for all K&N high-flow intake systems to be checked periodically for realignment, clearance, and tightening of all connections. Failure to follow the above instructions or proper maintenance may void your warranty. After 100 miles of driving, check the nuts and bolts and retighten if necessary.